They say in life to choose your friends very carefully, but sometimes exceptions need to be made. And with that in mind, welcome Sea-Dog VA Connor, voice actor. How you doing, Connor?
I'm doing well. Thanks for having me, Chris, in the studio.
It's good to have you here in the studio with a bowl of tasty, delicious ramen.
Ooh, this looks real. I'm actually curious to see what your takes are. I think you'd be surprised by mine.
Really?
Yeah, I think, I'm going to clickbait mine, you'll see.
You're going to clickbait?
That's a good YouTube. That's a good YouTube.
This is a really clickbait, disgusting title for a video.
Why does Chris only bring me on to be negative? What's up with that? Why does Chris never ask me for what I like?
If I want happiness, I'll bring Joey. If I want cynicism and despair, I'll bring you.
It's because I'm British, isn't it?
Yeah.
All right. What's the first thing you don't like?
Harajuku, overrated. Takeshita Street. When you used to read about Tokyo in like the 80s, the 90s, the 2000s even, Harajuku is this wonderful place full of fashion and originality. People like Kari Pami were sort of born there in that culture. But if you go to Harajuku these days, it's just shit. The cool like, old traditional station gone, bulldozed, replaced with a big, bland, boring station.
I don't know why they got rid of it.
They got rid of it.
Now it looks like a toilet in a Tesla building. You know what I mean? Like it's like they've just like put windows on everything. They're like it's the future.
It just looks like any sort of station in Japan, and this sort of it's the counterculture of Japan. It's the counterculture of Tokyo, where original things are born. I think what people think Harajuku is what it was like sort of 20 years ago, and it's never really moved on from that. But that's my thing, you know, a lot of people love Harajuku. I'll probably get crucified in the comments, but what's your first thing?
Cat cafes. I went to one, made a video about it. It sounds cute, and don't get me wrong, it is pretty cute, but the experience that you get in video isn't quite what you get in real life. You kind of, if you are happy to watch cats and not interact with them or do anything like that, just be in the presence of cats, then I think it's fine. Sure. You'll like it. If you're hoping to get interaction with cats, that's not going to happen. I mean, that doesn't happen in real life anyway.
I mean, it happened when I went there. They crawled all over me and ripped my clothes to pieces. But like, I mean, I think it's good to meet cats. I'm not so sure about the cafe aspect of it. Like, when I did this cat documentary, which I'm sure you love.
Oh yeah, I love that
Cat
one.
Nation.
It's the best video Chris has ever made.
So good. The passion for the cats really comes through in that documentary. But we went to a cat cafe for the opening scene, and I ordered like spaghetti bolognese, and there's just a mountain of fur in the pasta. It was like that, and it was just like covered in fur, and it was really bad. And you don't go there for food, maybe the coffee, but don't go beyond that. My next one, taking us to number 3, is I think tiny apartments are overrated.
Oh, wait, okay. What about tiny apartments is overrated?
I think the way people sort of hype them up and sort of glorify almost living in a tiny apartment, something I'm complicit in, and I think all YouTubers, we're sort of complicit in that. We have to do the, look at me in my tiny apartment video. I've done it like 3 times, and I do feel like a bit of a dick for doing that. But the thing is, it does really well. In the grand scheme of things, I don't think it's a good way to live, and I think if you look at the way people live in cities like Tokyo or Osaka, the standard of living, while generally good in so many ways, I think apartments, it's not good, these tiny apartments. They say it's to do with space, right? That there's just not enough space in Japan, but really it's because of these construction companies, the rules are so low, right? Where other countries, we probably have like a certain amount of space is necessary to live. In Japan, they just want to push it, building smaller, and make sure that the construction companies make a lot more sort of profit. So,
I mean, I'm sure if they wanted to, they could build bigger floors with more room. But it's not worth it because you know they know that people will pay for the tiny rooms. But the thing is, I think the reason why it does so well on YouTube is because we have a morbid curiosity with optimization of space. Like, how can you make a space useful?
But the reality is, you know, for Japanese friends I know that live in those sort of apartments, they're not overly happy they live in tiny apartments. They don't kind of be like, oh, it's great, I love it, you know. It's not as sort of, they don't glorify it here as much as we think they do. When I dated a Japanese girl a few years ago, just waking up and you just hear the neighbours on all sides waking up.
It's
6 a.m. it'd be like bang, 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 7 a.m, bang, 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 8 a.m, bang, bang, bang. And like just everything around you, the different noises, it just feels like it's not a healthy way to live. And I think it contributes to a lot of stress that people feel here.
Oh yeah, I feel like I'm giving so much shit to the weeb side of Japan right now, but as that's my expertise in some ways. I'm sure some viewers would deny that, but I think Akihaba's overrated now. Oh my god.
Akihabara.
Akihabara.
No, I agree with you, and I you know, it's,
You agree with me?
believe it or not, yes.
Wow.
I saw a documentary of Akihabara in the 80s.
Yeah, on YouTube.
And oh my god, it looks like the centre of the world.
It's so cool.
All these like groundbreaking Japanese electronics, but of course most good electronics these days, most groundbreaking things don't come out of Japan anymore. Sadly,
No.
We're talking South Korea, China, Taiwan. But all those little markets, we have like the guy sitting behind all the electronics, the sort of glory days of Akihabara. A lot of those places are still there, but it's dead and it's not. It's sad. You go down those sort of alleyways, it's all just dried up. And
it's like you said, right? It's not Japan isn't the center of tech anymore, unfortunately. So those stores that were once, you know, if you wanted tech and you wanted, you know, high-end stuff, or you wanted the right part specifically, you'd go there. And now you can get it on Amazon. Or...
I do think Amazon's probably killed off.
Oh yeah.
The appeal of Akihabara as a shopping district.
For me, as an anime fan and somebody who loves anime figures, and I'm sure other people do this as well, I go there to see what figures I might want. I go home and I go and find it cheaper because it's just you will not get the cheapest price in Akihabara. That's not going to happen. Overall, if you're a tourist, you will love Akihabara the first time. You're gonna think it's amazing.
Oh, it's still a good sort of 3 hours walk around. Yeah.
But I feel like it's overrated now because it's not as good as it was. Even in the 2 years that I've been here, it's gotten worse. Obviously, COVID kicked its ass. Also, it's really hard to find a good restaurant around there. I don't know why.
Well, they've got Monster Ramen.
Oh, God.
Yeah, don't go there for that. Don't go there for
It is really bad. There's like no good restaurants around there.
But speaking of ramen, that's my next overrated one. That is your beloved Ichiran.
No.
Overrated. Oh my god. I mean, I like ramen. I used to eat ramen a lot.
Wait.
What are you going to say? Go on.
You used to eat ramen a lot, could you?
I used to eat. No, I don't.
Yeah, of course you don't.
Right.
Wait, listen, I don't think it's the best ramen place, not by a long shot. But it is a good, reliable ramen that you know exactly what you're getting, and you can customize it. Which a lot of people would argue you're not supposed to customize ramen.
Yeah.
I like my ramen spicy, right?
Well, you can do that at a normal ramen restaurant.
What,
You get like
all those
little
shitty
sauce.
chili flakes.
It's still better than Ichiran.
No, it's
Ichiran
not,
is
it's
not
not.
as good as you think. Like, if you speak to any Japanese person, you go, do you like Ichiran? They're like, no, nobody goes there.
Why is it
the
so
only
popular?
people that go, foreign tourists who haven't gone to a proper ramen shop.
Bullshit.
And the reason is Ichiran's very, very good at marketing and sort of reeling in foreign
But
customers.
it's so-
Everything's in English. And then people are like, it's amazing, you get to sit in your own special space and
I
customise
hate
shit.
that.
I don't want to customise it. I want ramen made by a family who's like created the greatest broth ever made. They've perfected the recipe over many years. I don't want to customise it and fuck it up. Like,
I am not. You cannot blame just tourists. Japanese people like it as
they
well.
do.
There is
They
a.
do. If you want a good like
is live.
ramen shop chain, go to Ippudo. It's much better. You can't customise it as much, but it is honestly better. The broth is richer, more flavourful. The noodles are nicer. The eggs are better. Every time I go to Ichiran, like the eggs are always just shit as well. You get like a boiled egg and you have to peel it. And some people are like, "It's great. You peel your own egg." I don't want to peel my own fucking egg. I want the egg in the bowl ready to go.
Chris is disgusted by having
No,
manual labour.
They opened at Ichiran in Sendai last week, and I was like, you know what? I'm going to go back in. Maybe I'm negative on Ichiran. Maybe I'm
I think so.
exaggerating. I went in and it was shit. Right, I sat down in a space like this. There was a guy here and a guy here, and I was like this.
Japanese guys,
Yeah,
right?
and we had
Japanese guys?
and we had you know, in Ichiran you get each seat is individual, right?
Yeah.
And you get these little walls here.
I like
You
seeing
get a little
person.
hole in front of you. It's like a prison. And you order your ramen and they open the little door and they shove it through like, Merry Christmas, here's your prison food. And I was like, really, it was like a sauna in there. It was so hot. Rather than going to Ichiran, I would sooner eat this.
Go to Matsuya.
Rather eat this bowl right here
Matsuya.
and go to Ichiran. All right, what's your next one then?
I mean, this one. I don't even think it's fair to call it overrated. Overrated is an understatement. It's war crimes, Chris. Do you remember that one?
God.
Ekiben. It's
Oh,
fucking
no,
awful.
yeah.
I don't understand. Oh god. I remember we were on a train from Osaka, and I was so hungry, and I was like, oh, we should grab one of these bentos or something. And you're like, no, don't get that.
Also, what is Ekiben? Ekiben is like a
Eki is
train station.
and Ben is just bento, like short bento.
So yes, it's basically a bento you get at a train station.
But it's a chain, and it's like they're in every single Shinkansen place, and they do these bentos that, you know, they have like 20 things on the menu. You know, you can get whatever you want, and it looks amazing. And then you get it, and it looks amazing, and then you try it, and you're like, oh, the rice is rock hard. The beef tastes like it's a chew toy. It's like they've insulted you. It's really bad.
A bit like that. I remember when we got on that train, we were both really famished.
We were so
tired,
hungry.
we were hungry, we needed something. We both like got an ekiben, and I think it was beef or something.
It was beef, yeah.
And you know straight away if a bento or a meal is good in Japan because you put the chopsticks into the rice, and if it's soft and they go under the surface of the rice, it's like,
good.
We're in.
Fresh.
Whereas this case, I remember like going like that and it sort of bounced off the rice. I was like, what's this? And I had to sort of like shovel the rice like I was shoveling a grave.
I stuck them in, pulled it out, and a massive rock of rice. Like absolutely massive, like a baseball size. I was like, what the fuck?
And that, you know, this bento had clearly been made like days ago or something, stuffed in a fridge. So just to be clear, train stations in Japan, they do bentos that are good, right? They're just not branded ekiben.
Yeah.
So if you see ekiben, run, get out of there.
You know.
And look out for those sort of independent restaurants. So for example, in Tokyo Station, there's a whole area full of great restaurants like Sushi Zanmai or
500 coffee shops as well.
Yeah, and they have like really fresh bentos, they've just prepared it, tastes delicious, and it's the same price, often cheaper than an ekiben. So just be careful, avoid ekiben, get a bento at the train station, but not an ekiben. That's not even overrated, that's just like, we're going to save your life. If you're running through a city and you hop on the train because you're late to get to Hiroshima, you want to make sure you don't get the bento that's going to ruin your time in Japan.
Yeah, because the thing is, you get on that train that's 4 hours, that's your only meal for 4 hours.
Very true.
You do not want to be stuck with it.
Very true. But let's go to your last point, Connor. What's your final point?
I think a lot of people are guilty of promoting this narrative, and especially YouTubers, especially Chris Broad. Fried chicken in Japan is overrated. It's overrated. It's overrated. It is.
There's no debate there.
The fact that any other country does fried chicken better than Japan. The only thing that Japan's done is that they've just put it in like the convenience stores, and it's not like gas station food like in America. It's like actually edible. But the fried chicken in the konbinis still isn't that good. You could get way better fried chicken in Korea, UK, America. I'm promising you.
Chatting shit, mate.
I'm not. The one in the konbini is nice. Don't get me wrong, it's nice, but it is just a sack of grease. You can't deny that.
It's a sack of grease, but it's delicious.
No, it's
delicious. I'm gonna like drown you in a bucket of ekiben. This talk. This is like.
I'd rather a fried chicken over the ekiben still. Though. I'll say that. I'd rather, if the ekiben opened up and it was 4 Family Mart fried chickens, I'd be very happy. If it was an ekiben, I'd be fucking mortified. I'd get off the Shinkansen.
Blasphemy, Connor. Blasphemy. We didn't put much thought into this video, as you can tell.
Well, we've just filmed a wacky weekend that we can't.
We did. We're very tired. We just filmed a wacky weekend video. That'll be out.
Painful one, a physically taxing one. I think that's fair to say.
It was physically taxing. But keep an eye out next week for wacky weekend. Thanks to you, Connor, for joining me.
Thanks for having me in the studio again.
It's been great to have you here. Enjoy your Christmas.
Thank you very much. You too.
And,
I'll enjoy my Christmas.
Shut up. All right, get out. Take your ramen with you. Go on. For now, guys.
Mochikari.
Yeah, mochikari. Take it on the bullet train back to Tokyo.
Better than ekiben. This plastic, still fresher
it's
than
more edible than an ekiben.
Still fresher than an ekiben.
God, but for now, guys, I'll see you back here on the 12 Days of Christmas. Do it again in the next few days. Bye for now.